Hi friends, welcome to this channel Data Science with Rahul. So in this video we are going to discuss about the more concept of basic syntax in Python. Okay. So in previous video I discussed about the keywords as well as identifier. Okay. And that was around the syntax. But there are many more concepts were remaining. So I created this video where I will be discussing 8 more concepts in detail. Okay. Remember, whenever we are learning any new language, especially the data science, which is a buzzword nowadays, okay, we should be learning all these things in a detail and in a very easily or understandable manner. Okay, so let's go ahead. So now, if you remember, we will be discussing this. We have discussed previously about till here, correct? So Python identifier, Python reservoir, first basic programming syntax. Yes. Now we will be discussing these 8 more concepts in detail in today's video. So stay tuned till last to get most out of it. So now the first thing is we should be just a recap. What is syntax? See, syntax are the set of rules, okay, which are there in the Python language when we are writing a program. See, when we write a program, we write a different statement. Statement 1, statement 2, statement 3. These statements are nothing but an instruction to the program. Okay, that do this, do this, do this. Now, whatever we are basically writing as a syntax or the statement, they should follow certain rules because we cannot write in any language. We cannot write in anything. So there are certain rules which we call this as a syntax. Syntax is basically nothing but a what should we do, what should not we do. Now Python, like every language has a certain syntax, but Python basically follows or with the many languages, Perl, C, Java, okay, they also follow the syntax, and Python are utilizing many of those syntax in their languages. Okay. Now here there are certain difference in the Python and other languages, and we will be discussing those down the line. So now let's move ahead. Okay. So the first thing that we will discuss we call Python lines and indentation. What is the meaning of that? Okay. See, when we are executing any code in this line. So Python programming, see if you remember in the C program, we used to write like this curly braces. Okay. So curly braces tells, so for an example, I write Rahul, okay, Rahul, or if loop, let's say if this is happening, then curly braces, then curly closes. This basically tells us that where the this basically piece is starting and where this is ending. So curly braces were basically our methods to identify them. But in the Python we don't have any curly braces, correct? What we have indentation. Okay. So Python program provide no braces. We don't provide braces to indicate block of code for class or function. Correct. Now what it provides basically, it provides the indentation. Okay. What is the meaning of this indentation? Okay. So the number of spaces. Now if you see, this is the written if. Now after the if you see here, I have given certain number of spaces in this. This is called an indentation. Okay. So indentation is nothing but after a piece of code, okay, you are writing this. The meaning of that is inside this has to work. Okay. So this is your top level. Inside this is the piece of code. Now here I can write one more, many lines. Okay. Now else is basically the another bucket. And then here you see the indentation and then again you write a code. So Python is basically the indentation programming. Here we don't use any kind of braces. Okay. So we create a block by indentation. Now let's see a little bit bigger code that will give a more clarity. Okay. Now let's see if I write like this, what is going to happen? Okay. Now Python will basically interpret them. This is a one piece of block, another block, another block, another block, another block, another block. Correct. Actually, this is a wrong code. So you should get a error. You will get that this code has an error. Yes. So this will code will have an error because the indentation are missing. Now, if we use any kind of IDE, okay, which automatically help us to identify these errors and rectify them. That is the beauty of the IDE. Okay, so for IDE, I created a separate video, so you can have a look on that. Now, so what we see in the Python, if we see the continuous line, now let's say this big program. Okay, don't try to understand this as of now, just see where's the indentation. Now, if I see this is a one piece, import sys, correct? Now we have a try. Now inside this, you see this indentation, that means under the try, this will happen. Except this is another block of code, this is gonna happen. Now this is the another block of code, another block, while. See, if you see, so many things are happening under the while. That means this entire thing is a part of the while. Okay. Now if you see this inside this if, this is the part of this if. Okay. So this indentation, this will give you lot more things, and we can understand by just going through this. Oh, this try this, these two lines are under this, these two lines are under this. Okay, so it's a very readable also. Okay, so this is the meaning of Python lines and indentation. Don't try to understand the code as of now. Okay, so it's fine. Just see what is the block without braces. Okay, that's the whole purpose of showing this code. Okay, so we will be writing like this code in the actual Jupyter notebook down the line, but till the time we should understand first the concept. So in this video we are learning the concept. Now the next thing comes the Python multi-line statement. When we are writing a statement in the Python and it has become a big line, okay, we want to make it to the next line. How to do that? So we use continuation character. This is called a continuation character. So for an example, item 1 plus. Now if I write here item 2, item 3, it will become a big line. So how should we rectify that? I put a continuation character and then I can write in the next line. Continuation character I can write in the third line. Correct? So Python will interpret that all these three are the single line only and will execute them. Correct? So this is just an identifier. Okay, for the Python, that okay, this is basically this continuation of the line. Okay. Hope this gives you a little clarity. These are the very small things, but it will be very helpful when you write the code. Next thing, suppose you don't want that, you can use the basically braces. Okay, you can use square bracket, curly braces, or this round bracket. Okay, so one thing within this, if you write, you do not need to use the continuation character. Okay, you can directly use like this. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, because it is written in the curly, in the braces, square bracket. Python understand that already. So this is the another way to write the multi-line statement. Quotation. Why we write a quotation basically, correct? So in the Python basically writes the quotation to tell what this code is doing sometimes. Okay. So we write a quotation. Quotation is nothing but an English sentence. You would like to write certain phrases. Now quotation, okay, are used for the alphabets, okay, or any kind of string that you would like to say, okay, in the literal words. So we can use single quotes, double quotes, triple quotes. Python accept all three things. Okay. Now here you can see I have written a single quote, double quote, triple quote. It is allowed. Okay. But only thing you remember that if one side is double quote, you can't put a single quote or third quote here. Okay, you have to put a double quote. So both side put a same quote that you want to do. Single, double, or triple. Don't do first. Okay, one quote like a single quote, triple quote. No, that is not gonna work. Then you will get an error. Now the next thing is called a comments. Now comments are basically programmable, readable explanation. Correct? So you are writing a program, but you only know, okay, what that code is doing. Okay, and you want somebody else who reads that should be able to understand. Okay, so for that you write a comments which is non-executable. Okay, so Python will basically ignore that. Okay, it will not say, it will not execute that the moment it sees. Okay. So their comments are more similar to like other languages, PHP, Bash, Perl programming language. Okay. So now let's see an example. So for an example, for this what we do, we start anything that we want with a hash sign. Okay, hashtag, we all know that. Okay, so hashtag if you put in this, then all the things that you write after that will be a commands. Python will think like this is just to explain the reader that what this code is doing. Okay, so it will interpreter will ignore that. For an example like this, so you are writing a first comment, okay, and you have written a hashtag. So the moment the interpreter will come, it will see the hashtag, okay, ignore this. It will execute this, and again hashtag, it will ignore this. Okay. So that's how we can do. Now this program will produce hello world. That's how. Now the same thing, let's say you can type a comment on the same line also sometimes. Okay, because you want to reduce the number of lines, you can write like this. This is a again command. Okay, this will also be executable, and you can comment multiple lines also like this. This is a command, this is a command 2, this is a command 2. I said that already. Okay, so these are all the hashtags will help you to identify. This is basically the commands in Python. Now this is a multi-line command. What is the multi-line command is you can put a basically triple quotes. Okay. Sometimes if you write like this, triple quote is also ignored by Python interpreter. It treat it like basically a commands. Okay. So this is a another. Sometimes this is asked in the interview. Okay. Now, blank lines. Now, sometimes when we are writing a code, what we do? We write like, let's say a code, and then we give enter. Okay. And then one line we leave, and then again we write. So here is the one line, here is the one line, here is the one line. We wrote the code in this, we wrote the code in this, but we left this. This is called a blank line. Whenever the interpreter see this, okay, this blank, it ignores this, it terminates that. Okay, so now this is basically for an example. Yeah, now the reason is for this, it is makes your code legible, it is readable. Sometimes if you clutter, okay, it is very difficult to read, so this we give for the legibility purpose. Okay, so using blank line in the Python program, okay, Python totally ignores this, remember. Now the next concept is waiting for the user. Sometimes what we want that we are asking the inputs from the user. Okay. So the statement saying press the enter key to exit. Okay. And then wait for the user, okay, to take the action. So here we write, let's say raw underscore input, and we put a slash slash n. What is the meaning of this? Meaning it will come in the next line. Okay. So press the enter to key to exit. Now, here this is used to basically are creating the two new lines, okay, before displaying the actual line. So once the user presses the key, the program ends. So this is the nice trick to keep a console window open until the user is done with the application. Okay, so this is the waiting for the user. We will discuss more about this down the line. Now the multiple statement also you can write in a single line. Okay, for an example, this is a one statement. Now you want to write the same another statement in the same line, so you need to use basically the semicolon. Then write another statement, semicolon, write another statement, semicolon, write another statement. Okay, so that is also allowed. Multiple statement on a single line, it is allowed by the Python. It will execute like as it is written in the multiple lines. Okay, so that is another way to your rearrange your code. Next thing we would like to discuss something called a suite. Okay, now the question comes, what is suite? See, whenever a group of individual statements which make a single code block are called a suite. Like for an example, if expression you did, under this you wrote something something. This will called a suite. Okay. Now compound or complex statements such as if, while, okay, define, class require a header line and a suite. So this is called a header line. This is a header, and then we have the suite. Header, suite, correct? So every header has certain things to execute if that is true. So whatever is written under that, we call it a suite. It's a terminology of the Python. Okay, so since we are learning this language formally, we should be aware of the terminology. Okay, it is our moral duty to learn that language. Now, so this is the header line, always begin with the statement, okay, with the keyword. So you see these are the keywords, if, elif, else, correct? And terminate, we should remember colon here. So if you see, every header is terminating with the colon. So how do we write? We will discuss this more, that in the header you write a statement like a keyword, then you write basically whatever you want to execute, what is the expression, then colon, and then you write a suit, okay, followed by more lines which make up the suit. Correct? Now we can use the command line also in the Python. Okay, so command line looks like this. So I will show you the Jupyter command line. So this is the Anaconda prompt. Now in this, let's say I would like to learn about more thing about the Python. Okay, what the Python has. So I can use this. So I write, let's say, Python dash h. Okay, and if I do that, it will basically tell me what are the options it has. So this is a another way we call command line argument. Okay, so many program we can run, okay, to provide some basic information how they should be run. So Python enables you to do this. You need to put this dash h. Okay, so this dash h will tell you that some information about that function, about that any keyword, anything that you can write. Okay, so we will discuss more about this command line because this is an advanced topic. We can skip as of now. Okay, if you don't understand. So hope this video has given you, okay, all those 8 concepts in detail. So let's review, okay, whether we have actually completed all those 8 concepts. So we learned Python lines and indentation. We learned the quotation. Okay, so we can have single quote, double quote, triple quote. We can put a comments, okay, by a hashtag. We have a blank line which interpreter totally ignores for the readability. We can write a code where we wait for the user, okay, and we can write a multiple statement on a single line. We can write a multiple statement as a suit, okay, and command line argument in Python. So hope these 8 concepts in this video will given you enough insight about the syntax. Okay, so we'll come up with the next topic in the next video. So stay tuned till that and share this video with your friends so that they can learn more about what is the meaning of syntax and what are the different concepts around that. Okay, thank you. See you in the next video.